today's topic is synthesis of polypeptides. In the last class, I have discussed about amino acids and peptides. So today, I am going to discuss about synthesis of polypeptides. This is a slide I discussed in the last class. That is how the peptide bond is formed by the condensation of two amino acids. Here, there are two amino acids. Here, this is first amino acid. This is a second amino acid. And here, this COH group of first amino acid condenses with the NH2 group of the second amino acid, leaves a molecule of water, and we get the peptide bond. This we have seen in the last class. And here, actually, what happens is, in actual practice, this is not the only product we will get after the condensation of these two amino acids. Suppose this is A and suppose this is B. This is a product called AB. But in actual practice, AB is not the only product formed. That is, the other products like BA, AA, BB can also be formed. That means other products can also be formed. That is, here this COH group condenses with this NH2 group and we get this peptide, dipeptide. And also there is a chance for this COH can condense with this NH2. Okay, so that is another product. We can assign it as a BA. Suppose this is AB. Suppose this is a AB product. The other product will be BA. And also this NH2 can condense with the COH group of the similar type of amino acid. Can form the product A. Similarly, this COH can condense with the NH2 group of that kind of amino acid and can form BB. Okay, that means in actual practice, this one is not the only amino acid we are getting after this reaction. Other byproducts can also be formed because there are different active groups. Here there is NH2COH, here also NH2COH. There are a number of active groups here, so there are a number of reactions are possible in actual practice. So, in order to get the required product in 100% yield, what we need to do is that we have to protect the groups. We have to protect the unwanted groups. That is, if we are focusing on this COH and this NH2, what we need to do is we need to protect this NH2 and this COH. Then these two groups only will react and we will get the required product. Okay. So in this class, I am going to discuss how this protection can be done by using different reagents. Okay. There are different methods can be used for synthesizing these dipeptides or polypeptides. In one method, there are different methods. In one method, this NH2 group is protecting using suitable reagent. And in the next step, first step is a protection of this NH2 group. And in the second step is a protection of this activation. First step is a protection of this NH2 group. Second is the activation of this COH group. This COH group is activated for further reaction. For example, the COH group is activated into COCl. If it is COCl, that COCl can easily condense with this NH2 by leaving a molecule of HCl. And it can form this peptide bond. Okay. So in method 1, there are different steps. First step is the protection of this NH2 group. Second is the activation of this COH group. That is the second step. Then third one is the condensation. Condensation of these two. That's the third step. So it will condense and we will get the peptide bond. Okay, this is a peptide bond. And in the fourth step, deprotection. First we protected this NH2 group. So in the last step, deprotection or removal of the protecting group. Removal of the protecting group. Then this NH2, protected NH2 will remain as NH2 itself. Okay, and we will get the required peptide. Okay, so these are the four steps needed for the synthesis of required peptide in 100% yield. Which are the different four steps? First step is the protection of this NH2 group. Second one is the activation of this COH. COH into, like for example, this COH group is activated into COCl. That is the second step. Third step is the condensation with other amino acid. This is the second amino acid. So condensation with other amino acid. That is the third step. And the fourth step is the deprotection or removal of protecting group. Removal of protecting group. So this NH2, protected NH2 will come back as NH2. So these are the different steps in method 1. There are other method also. In second method, so what I discussed is method 1. In second method, what we are going to do is that first we protect this NH2 group. First, this NH2 group is protected. Second, we protect the COH group of second amino acid. This is the first amino acid and this is the second amino acid. First, we protect the NH2 group of first amino acid. Second, we protect the COH group of second amino acid. That's the second step. And the third step, condensation between these two amino acids. Condensation between these two amino acids. Then here, only this COH and NH2 are here. Only this COH and NH2 are here. And from this dehydration, water can be easily removed if we use suitable reagent like DCC. DCC means dicyclohexyl, DCC, dicyclohexyl carbodiamide. That is a dehydrating reagent. Okay. So if we use a suitable reagent, this COH NH2 can condense with elimination of water and we will get this required peptide bond here. Okay. And in the fourth step, removal of this protecting group or removal of protecting group or deprotection. That is the fourth step. That is, which are the 4 different steps? Here also 4 different steps. First is the protection of NH2 group of first amino acid. Second is the protection of COH group of second amino acid. That is the second step. In the before step, protection and activation. That are the different steps we did in the first method. Here, the protection of NH2 group of first amino acid. Second, protection of COH group of the second amino acid. And the third step is the condensation between these two using a suitable reagent like BCC. And the fourth step is removal of the protecting group. Removal of the protecting group and we will get the required peptide. These are the 2 methods. These are the 2 methods for the synthesis of polypeptides in 100% yield. Okay. And which are the different reagents used for protecting this amino group or carboxyl group? Which are the different reagents used for protecting this amino group and carboxyl group? So these are the different methods for the synthesis of polypeptides. That is in method 1. These are the 2 methods I discussed before. So in method 1, protection of amino group, then activation of carboxyl group, then condensation with other amino acid, and last one, removal of protecting group. These are the 4 steps. Protection of amino group, activation of carboxyl group, condensation with other amino acid, and removal of protecting group. In method 2, protection of amino group of first amino acid, then protection of carboxyl group of second amino acid, then direct coupling in the presence of a suitable reagent like DCC, and last one, removal of the protecting groups. Okay, so these are the 2 different methods for the synthesis of polypeptides. This is the same one, same thing I discussed before. This is a schematic diagram. Here you can see the amino acid. Here this is a amino acid NH2CHR1COH. Here this NH2 group is protected. Now it becomes XNH. And second, this COH group is activated. COH group now it is activated. This COH now becomes COH. Now becomes COY. For example, COCl. Okay, COCl. And third step is condensation with other amino acid. Condensation with other amino acid. This is another second amino acid, that is NH2CHR2COH. Second amino acid. So condensation with second amino acid. And there is a formation of peptide bond. Peptide bond with the elimination of water or with the elimination of suitable product. There is a formation of peptide bond. And last one is a deprotection. This XNH, it is deprotected or removal of the protecting group and it went back to NH2. So So these are the different steps. That is in method 1, NH2 group is first protected, it now becomes XNH. Then this COH group is activated into COY. And then in the third step, it is condensed with the second amino acid and there is a formation of peptide bond. And in the last step, there is removal of this protecting group. Removal of protecting group. This XNH now become NH2. Okay, this is method 1. And in method 2, this is the first amino acid. Here also, this NH2 group is protected as XNH. And take the second amino acid and protect this COH group into COOZ. It is protected as COOZ. And then these two amino acids is protected with NH2. NH group is protected here. Here it is COH group is protected here. And these two are condensed in the presence of a suitable reagent like DCC. Then there is a removal of water from here. And we get peptide bond formation here. And we get the dipeptide or polypeptide. And in the last step, removal of this protecting group. This XNH now become NH2. And this COOZ now become COOH. That is removal of protective group. So this is a second method. Which are the different reagents used for protecting? Which are the different groups used for protecting this amino group or carboxyl group? These are the different groups that is used for protecting the amino group. Okay, these are the different groups like benzyl oxycarbonate. That is NH2 hydrogen is replaced with or NH2 hydrogen is substituted with benzyl oxycarbonyl group or tertiary butyl oxycarbonyl group or tritrile or triphenyl methyl or phthalate or tosyl or paratoluene sulfonyl group. Okay, so these are the different groups that is substituted with the NH2 hydrogen. Okay, NH2 can be protected with these groups. And the method, sometimes the method also known with this, which is a protecting group we are used for the protection of amino acid, by which we are mentioned about that method. That is, for example, butyl oxycarbonyl method. Okay, butyl oxycarbonyl method or tertiary butyl oxycarbonyl method, which means that in that method that NH2 group is protected with that corresponding reagent. Okay, and in the case of carboxyl group is generally protected as its ester. Okay, COH group is generally converted into its ester. It is protected as its ester. Okay, that is COH group can be converted into its methyl ester. That is COH can be converted into COCH3 or in the case of methyl ester, that is COH can be converted into COCH3 or ethyl ester, that is COH can be converted into COCH5 or COH can be converted into COCCH5, etc. That is, carboxyl group is protected in the form of its ester and NH2 group is protected in terms of these reagents or in terms of these groups. That is, NH2 hydrogen is substituted with these groups. Okay, and in method 1, I discussed about the activation of carboxyl group. Okay, activation of carboxyl group. That is, first we protect the NH2 group, and then second, what we are doing is the activation of carboxyl group. So, how this carboxyl group is activated? Carboxyl group can be activated like, that is, COH can be converted into COCl. Okay, like acid chloride. That is, acid chloride. It can be converted into acid chloride. COH can be converted into COCl. Or it can be converted into acid acid or paranitrophenyl ester. Okay, in this way, this COH group can be activated. That COH can be converted into COCl or CON3 or this ester, that is COCCH5 with nitro group at the para position. So, in this way, we can activate the carboxyl group such that this carboxyl group can easily condense with the NH2 group of the second amino acid. Okay, here you can see the protected amino acid. This is a protected amino acid. Here also this is a protected amino acid. Here this amino acid this NH2 group is protected with benzyl oxycarbonyl group. This NH2 group is protected with benzyl oxycarbonyl group. And for introducing this benzyl oxycarbonyl group, this is a reagent, that is benzyl chloroformate is usually used. And similarly, this is again a protected amino acid, and here the reagent, the group introduced is tertiary butyl oxycarbonate, or generally called it as BOC. Okay, tertiary butyl oxycarbonate is a group introduced for protecting this NH2 of amino acid. And for introducing this protecting group, the reagent generally used is this, that is ditertiary butyl dicarbonate, or this reagent can be generally used for introducing this tertiary butyl oxycarbonyl group. Okay, and the other important thing is that we must care about, or we must particular about the deprotecting reagent. That is, if we use benzyl oxycarbonate as a protecting reagent, that protecting group can be removed in the final stage using this reagent, that is HBr in acetic acid, or reduction using palladium catalyst. Similarly, if we are using, or if we are introducing this, that is tertiary butyl oxycarbonate as a protecting group, then we must use trifluoroacetic acid as the deprotecting reagent, or removal of this tertiary butyl oxycarbonate can be done with this reagent, trifluoroacetic acid. That is, this deprotecting reagent is unique for each protecting groups. Okay, which means that this reagent is not used for removing this protecting group. Okay, that is, it is unique for, or there are certain groups which is used for removing certain protecting groups. Okay, and this is a scheme showing the deprotection step. That is, this is a protected amino acid or a protected peptide, and here this is benzyl oxycarbonate group is introduced to protect this NH2 group, and in the final step, hydrogen in the presence of palladium catalyst or HBr in acetic acid is used to deprotect this benzyl oxycarbonyl group. And here, what happens is that when reaction with hydrogen in the presence of palladium catalyst or HBr in acetic acid, what happens is that this group, this C6H5CH2OCO group, this group, C6H5CH2OCO group, is converted into this COOH group. It is converted into this C double bond OH, that is COH group, with the elimination of C6H5CH2Y. Y means whatever the reagent used. For example, if we are adopting the reduction, we will get the side product as C6H5CH3, or if we are using HBr in the presence of acetic acid, Y is like OAC, that is OCOCH3. Okay, so this is a product, and this product is unstable, so this will eliminate a molecule of carbon dioxide, that is CO2 will eliminate from here, and we get this now become this group, this NH now become NH2, that is CO2 will remove from here, that is there is an elimination of carbon dioxide, and this NH now converted into NH2. Okay, similarly, here the another protecting group here, that is tertiary butyl oxycarbonate. This is tertiary butyl oxycarbonate, and here when introducing this tertiary butyl oxycarbonate, generally used deprotecting reagent is trifluoroacetic acid, and here also same thing happened, that is this group is converted into COH with the elimination of isobutene, and this product is unstable, and it eliminates a molecule of carbon dioxide, and it now becomes this NH with H, it now becomes NH2, and we get the required product. Okay, and what we discussed before is the method 1 and method 1. That is method 1, and in the case of method 1, there are certain reagents like we must care about the different protecting groups. Okay, we must care about the protecting groups and the deprotecting reagents, protecting reagents or the deprotecting reagents that I discussed in the last 2 slides. Okay, and in method 2, the method 2 also known as DCC method, and here you can see here this NH group is protected with tertiary butyl oxycarbonate, that is NH now become NH BOC, and here this COH group is protected as its ester, methyl ester, that is this COH group is converted into COOCH3. Okay, so in first amino acid, NH2 group of the first amino acid is protected. Similarly, COH group of the second amino acid is protected. Okay, and in the third step, these two condense in the presence of a suitable reagent like DCC. So in the presence of DCC, elimination of water happens. That is elimination of water, and we get the peptide. We get the peptide bond. That is here you can see CONH bond. Okay. So that is CONH bond. That is OH from here and hydrogen from this NH2 group. Okay. So elimination of water and we get the required peptide. So this is method 2 or also known as DCC method. And other than this method 1 and method 2, there is another method called solid phase peptide synthesis. This is a different method in comparison with that method 1 and method 2. This is a different approach. This solid phase peptide synthesis is a different approach. This is a heterogeneous method. And in this method, there is no need of any protecting or deprotecting reagents. There is no need of any protecting or deprotecting reagents, or there is no need of any solid purifications. In actual practice, in the before methods, there is a need of vigorous purification. After each step, we have to do chromatography, purification, etc. Okay, but in this case, it is a heterogeneous method. That is, here we are using a solid support. Solid support, generally called it as a resin. Okay, here you can see a resin. It is a cross-linked polymer. Which is not soluble in any solvents, which is not soluble in any aqueous or organic solvent. Okay, it is a cross-linked polymer, and that acts as a support. And to that support, we are loading the first amino acid. So here you can see, here to this resin or to this support, we are loading the first amino acid. Okay, loading the first amino acid, and in the resin or in this cross-linked polymer, there is a functionality. There is a functional group at the periphery of that cross-linked polymer. For example, here it is mentioned as X. So here, in general, or as in the case of general organic reaction, there is some reaction, and we get the this amino acids is loaded into this resin by suitable bond. Okay, so here this COH now becomes CO. Okay, this amino acid is loaded into this resin, and after amino acid is loaded into the resin, next step is washing. We need to we can simply wash the resin, because that resin will not dissolve in any organic solvent. So we can just filter. The that product, and we can simply wash that product. And after that, deprotection. This is a protected amino acid. Here what we use is a protected amino acid. Here you can see NH is remain as NHR, that is protected amino acid. And here after washing, deprotect this NHR, that is deprotect this amino group. And again after that wash, and this NHR now become NH2. Okay, NHR now become NH2 after deprotection. And then you can couple the other amino acid, second amino acid. Okay, second amino acid you can couple. Here you can see this is the second amino acid. Here also the second amino acid, this NH2 group is protected here. This protected NH2 carrying amino acid is coupled to this amino acid. And here, as in the before cases, here this elimination of water, and there is a formation of peptide bond. You can see here NHCO peptide bond formed here. And again this step is repeat. That is, after this, wash the resin and deprotect this NHR. NHR is deprotected. When NHR is deprotected, this NHR now become NH2. Okay, deprotect, and after deprotection, couple with the third amino acid. That means this procedure can continue. As many amino acids you want to load it into the resin, as many steps you can done. By simple, after each step, because it acts as a support. To that support, you are attaching the different amino acid. So combination of amino acid is actually the peptide. So we can add as many number of amino acid as you want. Okay, after each addition or after each coupling of amino acid, wash and deprotect and condense with the other amino acid. And repeat as many steps, and in the final step, for example, suppose this is the final stage, that is here, instead of showing amino acid, here it is mentioned as peptide. Okay, you get a long chain of amino acid or you get a peptide. Okay, polypeptide, and this polypeptide can be cleaved from this support. So this is a support. From this support, you can cleave you can extract the polypeptide by suitable reagents. By using suitable reagents, you can cleave this support from this polypeptide, or polypeptide can be cleaved from the support by using suitable reagent. Or some, if there is a photoactive group in the support, you can use like photolytic method can also adopt to cleave the polypeptide from the support. So you can cleave this support and you will get the peptide. Okay, so this is a different method called solid phase peptide synthesis. That is why it is called a solid phase. Here, a solid phase is used as a support for the synthesis of peptides. So that's all about the synthesis of peptides. These are the different methods for the synthesis of peptides, and hope we can see in the next class. Thank you.